Unraveling the Mystery. Negative forms of strong and weak obligations in English. Hello, dear language learners. Today we're going to tackle an interesting and essential part of the English language: negative forms of strong and weak obligations. By the end of this video, you will understand how to express obligation or lack thereof, using various modal verbs in their negative forms. Let's dive right in. Before delving into the negative forms, let's do a quick recap on what strong and weak obligations mean in English. Strong obligations are statements that express something as necessary or very important. We often use modals like must and have to express strong obligations. On the other hand, weak obligations refer to things that are advisable but not strictly necessary. We generally use modal verbs such as should or ought to express these. Now, when we want to express a strong obligation in its negative form, we use mustn't or don't have to. Remember, mustn't implies prohibition. It means it is necessary not to do something. For example, you mustn't run on the pool deck. Don't have to implies a lack of necessity. It means it is not necessary to do something, but you can if you want. For instance, you don't have to wake up early tomorrow. For weak obligations in the negative form, we generally use shouldn't or don't need to. It's crucial to understand that shouldn't is used when something is not advisable to do. For instance, you shouldn't eat too much sugar. Don't need to indicates something is not necessary, quite similar to don't have to. For example, you don't need to bring any food to the party. Finally, let's discuss interrogative forms. We often need to ask about obligations, and understanding how to do this properly is essential. We typically use must and have to for strong obligations, like, must I finish all the tasks today? Or, do I have to call him right now? For weak obligations, we usually use should, as in, should I bring my laptop to the meeting? Well, that's all for today's lesson on negative forms of strong and weak obligations in English. By mastering these forms, you're enhancing your language skills and becoming more adept at expressing obligations and lack thereof. Keep practicing these concepts, and soon enough, they'll come naturally to you. Remember, language learning is a journey, so enjoy each step. Thanks for watching and happy learning.